As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Please turn to page 124. Page 124. May the door of the synagogue, may the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Please turn to page 142. Page 142.
Please feel free to join.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Shalom Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachim leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malchei Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Yod. Mi-Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 144. Yitkada ve'yikada shemei rabba be'amadi vrahirute be'amlich malhute ve'chayechon uvyomechon uvhayedecho beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv Ve'yimeru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevora le'olam le'olam le'amaya yipara yipara ve'yishtaba ve'yipar ve'yitramam ve'yinaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitale ve'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha Brihu Leila Mim Kol Birhata Vishirata Tushbechata Venemata Damiram ve'ama ve'imeru. Amen. Please rise.
Listening to my prayer. Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Mevorach l'olam va'ed le'olam va'ed. Yadadai, 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 yadadai,
Please be seated. Please turn to page 149. Page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brothers, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Please rise for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
We want to say 154 for the Hafta.
Ve'ata et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meyotecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, beshivtecha bevetecha, uvlechtecha vadere, uvshavpecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot ayadecha, vechayu letotafot beinenecha, uvtavtam. Al mezuzah beitecha, uvisharecha, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
And we turn to page 157 for responsive reading at the top of the page. Standing on the ported shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Shamru b'nei Yisrael.
I meant join us.
Et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם לבריץ עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם לברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ,
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם לברית עולם.
שבת וינשפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם לברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Please turn to page 164 and rise for tefillah, page 164. Adonai sefaftach tifta ufi agitehi lotecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praises. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imatenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor VeHaNorah, El Elyon, Gomer Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei hakol, וזרעי השדה אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ושרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. So we continue with our silent meditation, either the prayers in your heart or the prayers through page 178. Tatsim leolam. Ki ata umelech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata umelech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Israel Amha Tirim Leolam. Shalom Rav Israel Amha Tirim Leolam. V'tom enecha levarech et Amha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amha Tatsim leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amha Tatsim leolam. Tatsim leolam. Tatsim leolam. On the Shabbos Shuvah, we read together in the middle of page 178. In the book of life, blessing, peace, and prosperity, may we be remembered and inscribed by you, we and all your people Israel, for a good life and for peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who makes peace. Baruch atah Adonai, oseh hashalom. At this time in our service, we think of those in our circle of family and friends who are in need of prayers of healing. And so if there's somebody that you're thinking of tonight, please stand and say their name as my eyes meet yours. And tonight I'm keeping in my prayers my mother, Firma Helka. So please stand as a community. We'll say Mishaberach together. This one that we all know on page 371 if you need the words. And let's put our arms around each other and sing together.
Who was the one?
Tonight is Shabbos Shuvah, the Sabbath between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Traditionally, during Rosh Hashanah services, there are specific Torah portions that are read each and every year. Honestly, I never really gave much thought as to how or why certain readings were selected for the high holidays. However, while I was looking through the new Maksor, remember what Rabbi said, if you kind of want to look through it? Well, we're not reading it tonight, but as I was looking through it during services, I found an introduction that explains who chose the Torah portions to be read during the high holidays, as well as why. And I'd like to share a bit of that with you now. The Torah readings chosen by our sages for Rosh Hashanah highlight central themes of the days of awe. These are all, first of all, stories about moral choices, conflicts of interest. In Genesis 21, the traditional reading for the first day of Rosh Hashanah centers on the troubled relationship of Sarah, Hagar, and Abraham. Genesis 22, the traditional reading for the second day, presents the story of the Kedah, the binding of Isaac, in which God asks Abraham to offer his beloved son on Mount Moriah. Rather than moral exemplars, the Torah presents flawed human beings wrestling with intense emotions, love and fear, anger and jealousy, fervent faith, and profound self-doubt. Their struggles remind us of our own complex family dynamics and personal dilemmas. In this season of self-reflection, we are drawn into stories that demonstrate the challenges of discerning God's voice and choosing the right path. The introduction continues by explaining that ultimately these stories affirm life, a concept that's very much in our minds as we pray to be inscribed in the book of life. The affirmation of life and the value of life is why the story of creation is an alternative reading that can be done on Rosh Hashanah. But here we are tonight, Shabbos Shuvah, and although tonight's Torah portion is not part of the official Rosh Hashanah lineup, I think it could be. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This week's Torah portion is Hazinu, and it's from the book of Deuteronomy. Hazinu is one of only 10 songs that are found in the Torah. This song is delivered by Moses to the people of Israel on the day he ascends to the summit of Mount Nebo, where he dies. And so in a few weeks, when we come to the temple and we do the, where we unroll the Torah for Simchat Torah, right, they'll point out to you different sections. And so try to remember that when you see a song in the Torah, it's double column. So everything else is like, straight lines and things, but if you see something broken up, it's like poetry, and it's a double column. So when you're here, take a look for that. Now, the word hazinu means listen, and it makes sense that Moses would implore the Jewish people to listen to his farewell song. Listen, O heavens, and I will speak. Let the earth hear the words of my mouth. My lesson will drip like rain. My words will flow like dew, like storm winds on vegetation and like raindrops on grass. As Rabbi Max Wyman says in the Mystical Tour, Insights for Spiritual Growth, song is particularly holy way of communicating. Music lifts the spirits in a way that nothing else can. And in the article, Bridging Heaven and Earth by Yoram Ranan, he writes, in the Song of Hazinu, the teachings of the Torah are compared to rain which waters the ground, causing vegetation to grow, releasing its potential. Just as in the world of nature, God provides dew and moisture to enable the renewal of life on earth. The words of Torah are like rain for man. The world which God creates is his work of art. Man's task is to make the picture better with Torah. Now, choosing the right path is sometimes difficult. We weigh all of the pros and cons of the situation, trying to make the right decision. It's easy to see why sounding the shofar begins during the month of Elul, a full month before Rosh Hashanah. It's sounding an alarm, giving us a reminder that the days of awe are approaching. This year, the lessons of Moses did more than drip like rain. The reminders came in full force through Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and now Hurricane Maria. As I spoke to friends who were trying to decide whether to leave their homes in Florida and look for a safer place, it brought to mind a quote from an Egyptian rhetorician, Tehotepe, who said, "The boatless shall not cross the river." Now, it's a simple statement, but it can be applied to so many things. To my friends, as they were putting their preparations together, the decision was, do we go on the road where we possibly could get stuck and not make it to shelter? Do we stay home where we think we're safe? Do we put our bags together and just run to another state? What do we do? And thank God they were safe. But there were hard questions to ask, the hardest of which was when my friend asked that if something happened to her, she asked me to let her mother know because she hasn't spoken to her mother in 10 years. That's the hardest question. And the things that we think about in these days of Oz as we reflect on the past year, as the things that we do. Now, a similar message is sounded through the shofar and through our prayers on Rosh Hashanah as we prepare. We prepare our thoughts, our minds, our bodies, our prayers to greet the new year while embracing a fresh start. And I hope that this year you will think of Hazinu. Take a look. Remember to listen. Think about the choices you have made and those yet to be discovered. Remember Moses and those who have gone before us to pave the way. May they guide you on your journey. May their memories be for a blessing. And may each of you be inscribed in the book of life to create beautiful new memories during the coming year. Shana Tova and Shabbat Shalom.
If I just may say that for an anthem, we wanted to bring a little bit of Yiddishkeit and also old Jewish tradition. And so, like, this is blending of the old and the new. So is this, because this is a very old melody of the Kaddish, which we chose because, you know, between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we usually go and visit our loved ones that passed away. And also in the memory of all the lives lost in the past few months. And the second one is very short and is in Yiddish, and it's called The Old Question, Alte Kasche. The world asks the old question, tra-la-la. The world answers the old question, tra-la-la. And then man says, tra-la-la. But the world asks the old question, tra-la-la.
It gadol, veit kadosh, shemir rabbah. וביום וכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל ובזמן קריב יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן מעולמה Fragt die Welt die alte Kasche, tralla, trallarallara, tralalalalala. Entfermen, tralalalalala, tralalala, und als mein Wecken Sorgen, tralalala, tralalala, fragt die Welt die alte Kasche, tralla, tralalala,
So beautiful, Karen. Thank you so much. Well, hard to believe our service is already done, but it is. And so please turn to page 586 as we join together in the Aleinu, page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשה ידינו כהם, ולא עשנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם מלכנו כהם, וגואלנו ככל עמונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא עושה שמיים ונוצר הארץ, ומשל יקרה בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו מגבי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו דלתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, ונאמר והאדוני המלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. So, at this time, we think of those who have passed in recent days. Myra Rosenberg, Jerry Lewis, Alan Asher, Trudy Corber, Erwin Kishner, Donald Herman, Tima Rosenberg, Sylvia Greenis, Richard Paulina, and baby Natalia. We also remember those who have passed this time of year and seasons years ago. Barbara Allen, Henry Berman, Jack Braun, Salvador Braun, Jack Brender, Henry Cohen, Manny Cohen, James Fagel, Carol Hecht, John Healy, David Hurwitz, Thomas Lee Hoffman, Benjamin Hollander, Abe Jakubowicz, Irving Kessenbaum, George Killow, Pauline Markson, Ann Miller, Henry Miller, Marty Miller, Sharon O'Neill, Sophie Copeland, Oliver, Joseph Polinsky, Joseph Primack, Dorothy Roth, Winifred Roth, Gloria Rothenberg, Sarah Sassner, Lawrence Sasso, Jean Van Damme, Murray Weinstein, and Minnie Wahlberg. If there's somebody's name that I've mispronounced or somebody's name that we have not mentioned this evening, please stand and say their name as my eyes meet yours. Then we all rise as a community. We turn to page 598. Page 598 for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'amad divrach hirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uv'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beis Yisrael, ba'gala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'tadar v'talev v'talal, shemedu kudusha b'richu. Le'olam mim kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiram be'amal v'imru, amen. Yehei shloma rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, V'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Please be seated. It's Motzi and Kiddush. So, looks like we have enough for, I think, everybody. So everybody come on up. Juice? It's juice. Hold on, I've got some in my bag. All right, here we go. Okay. Please join in. Raise your glasses high. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Thank you.
And go.
Wait, we've got to wait.
Everybody has them?
No, they don't have it yet.
I think we wait. Okay, what's that? Okay. Usually follow everybody. Okay, we'll get it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'teva.
And our closing song is?
Oseh shalom. We can all stand and sing it together. Oseh shalom limromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 Amen.
So thank you again, and
Shabbat
I'd like to
shalom.
thank our Bema guest, Della Costa, and our accompanist, Ricky Reinhardt, and of course, Karine Hockman for her lovely voice.
And Sharon.
And thank you all for being here.
Shana Tova. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shana
Shabbat
Tova.
shalom.
Now we're